Out to Community Connections Conversations 019-375-671. This is budget friendly. Want to make sure you're able to connect and connect with your audience and your community. We've got 3 years on the Community Strong for Jackson MS Network. Over 6 figures in here. Be sure to check those figures out. I mean, we're getting like 6 or 7,000 touches a week. So we want to make sure it is budget friendly. You will be able to afford this little ad reel here. We want you to invest in yourselves as well as invest into the community as well as Community Connections Conversations. We need to get some people on deck with me. People are out of the volunteer mode. We done ran out of volunteers. We have been pushed out. So we need to all make sure that we can have a little stipend for people to come out and share their time with us. Especially you big boys. You big boys, you know what you're doing. This volunteer stuff. Come on now, let's move a little bit further into 2026, 2027. God, I'm thanking you before this show comes on. How y'all feel? I already got into it with Coach Obesi, man. I know you want to test me, see if I'm growing in it. Yeah, he'll give me my scorecard when he leaves. All right, let's get ready to connect you all. You want to bring it in? That's what we call brand. There we go. Hey. That's it. Hey, we want to give a shout out to Black Gold of the Mac. We give everybody an opportunity to participate in Community Strong. That's my guy. That's my hero. Also, Southern Styles is a part of this production too as well. Hey, Miss D. Got Miss Henry in there keeping me in my place. Coach Obesi came in and pulled all my strings. That's my guy though. Shout out to Africa, the motherland, Nairobi, Kenya. We got Nigeria, Liberia, Ghana. And believe it or not, we got about, I think, 120 some people over in Nigeria that's following us. Yeah, we've got about 70, 80 over in Nairobi, Kenya. Be back over there in September, October. I'm not going to give you the actual dates. I don't want somebody to break in my home. We will not be there. Don't forget this coming Saturday, we've got Miss Johnny Suzette. Be sure to check her out. She's got the yoga detox program going on. It's going to be wet.
Listen, hey, we got something to say. Hey, get off the couch. Reach one, teach one, community strong. Hey, we got something to say. Hey, we got something to say. Hey, get off the couch. Reach one, teach one, community strong.
I don't mean no harm, but I'm gonna say a bad word. Damn, Coach done brought everybody. Come on in, brother. Coach done brought everybody in Jackson. So I don't know where you gonna sit. You can sit in your wait. I almost said something. Where you want me to sit at, brother? Don't let my president. Yeah, don't pay me no attention. Yeah, man, this man's something else. People leave Jackson and forget what the rules are when they come back to the city. But anyway, it's a pleasure to have you guys here. We got a big crowd in here this morning. Coach never disappoints me with his presence. Never. So what we're going to do is we're going to go on and get started. We got some superheroes. We got some services. We got some connections going on. We want to inform, make you aware, get you engaged, get you empowered. You have to participate.
That's it.
Miss D, don't you have to participate? Hold on. I ain't got everybody's mic up. Hold on. Miss D, you got to participate.
You do.
You have to participate. Miss Henry, do you have to participate?
Yes, you do.
I ain't gonna let Coach get the mic until I'm finished. All right. He in timeout. Coach, who's this gentleman here?
This is Joseph Bodie. This is my birth brother.
Mr. Bodie, I hate to meet you under these conditions, sir. But your brother has put some pressure on me today, sir. But that's your brother. You know what kind of person he is. Yeah. What I want to do is before we get started, there's a lady that I captured a prayer, and I always like to give credit to people that we snap from their Facebook reels. Right. So what I want to do is I'm gonna play this, and then I'll start off to get the ladies and the gentlemen comfortable in the conversation. There's no pressure on anybody. Just relax and breathe. Man, they tense. I can feel it. I'm absorbing all of it. They tense. But I'm gonna play this little clip, and then Coach, when you get the mic, just get a little. This is our mind food, and then somebody can do the prayer. Ms. D look like she ready to pray for me. Ms. Henry. Ms. Henry gonna pray for us. Okay, so let me get this little video set up, synced up. All right. She said she don't pray. Okay. 829.
You pray in authority. It is already yours. You've already been empowered to fight that. You are a conqueror already because the word tells us that we are. And don't forget who is behind you, fighting with you. Don't forget that he is our battle for a reason. We are not defeated. We don't have to wave the flag and say that we have lost. No, we have a banner that says that I am under the Lord. I am under the command of the Lord. Remember who you are.
Yes.
A lot of people, you forget who you are. That's the reason why I be on people. Don't forget who you are. Remember who you are. We serve a mighty God.
Come on.
We serve a mighty God. You trying to tell me you giving the enemy that much power? You want to play it safe with the enemy? I'm not going to play it safe with you. I'll trample over you.
Do we need to replay that or we good?
We good.
Okay. All right, Coach, it's your show.
We excited to be here today. Community Strong, Community Conversations. And I'm excited because we have so many people here that are here, not just for themselves. They're here for the people that they serve in the community. So I'm going to go ahead and start introducing all these great
We got some sheroes here and some heroes. Myself is a hero. I see myself a hero. But we got some heroes, and we're going to, first of all, introduce the first young lady. She's from Mississippi Family for Kids, and she's going to just tell us who you are and tell us why you're here.
Good morning, you all. My name is Desiree States. I am a Help Me Grow program director here at Mississippi Family for Kids, and I am here to give y'all the word about what we do.
That's wonderful, wonderful. And the word is what's going on. Mississippi Family for Kids is an organization. It's a social service organization. They don't just do counseling. They do all different type of programs. And they're going to talk a little bit about what they're doing in the community as they continue to have the community grow. And I'm excited because we're just not growing in the community, but we're growing throughout the whole state of Mississippi. Congratulations to those who wants to grow. And also we have another young lady here. Her name is Miss Sydney Henry. She's a new president of the Jackson Association of Black Social Workers. She's going to introduce and tell us a little bit about herself and why she's here today.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Cindy Henry. I am the president of the Jackson Association of Black Social Workers. I'm here today just to give you all some tidbits, some community information as to what we'll be doing as an organization here in the Jackson area and across the state as well. I also work as a director of program and services for New Way Mississippi Incorporated, where we work with reentry participants. So I'm excited to be here today to share with you all.
Well, I'm excited to hear because now people that don't know me, people that don't know me, I've been absent. I've been absent on the mic for about 6 to 8 months.
Don't seem like it.
And it seems as though somebody put me on timeout. But that's all right, though. Tag team, time in, I'm back. I'm back. So we're excited to be here, and we're going to give some mind food. And it's very important. This mind food give us the opportunity to see what we do with our community conversations. So what do you got? What we got? Hey, you got some mind food?
Just did it.
Let's
Run it again?
Yes, run it again.
Okay.
This mind food is important. I want you to listen to mind food, and everybody is sitting down, give us an interpretation of what they heard.
You pray in authority. It is already yours. You've already been empowered to fight that. You are a conqueror already because the word tells us that we are.
Yeah, I heard it.
Okay. You want to interpret that part?
Oh, so basically, I'm going to give my interpretation first, then everybody else can get an interpretation. So we pray, and we make sure we pray in the word, also giving us an understanding that we are conquerors. You cannot ever understand to conquer anything if you haven't been through anything. And what I got in that word is that we have been through so much, especially right now with these high gas prices, right? With the eggs is almost as much as it used to be for me to go and get some half chicken and beef fried rice at the Chinese restaurant. Come on now. But guess what? But God is always supplying our needs and giving us more abundantly over and over and over and over. So they let me know that we can never be too ungrateful for what God has done for us. Because God's doing so much for us, and he will do more for us. But we got to be faithful. We got to be disciplined. And we got to stay the course. That's what I got. What you got, Miss? What you got, D?
To piggyback off Coach, prayer. Through the good, through the bad, pray. You can beat all odds no matter what's been thrown your way. Keep going and conquer it all.
Wonderful. I like that. I don't know. Gotta say it, man. Yes.
That's powerful.
Yes.
Had them flown in. All right, who's next on that?
So we got Miss Henry. She's going to tell us a little bit more about that prayer. Talk about that for a minute.
Okay, I think prayer is powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless of what we're going through, what we're experiencing, you can always talk to God in your own way. If we look around today with everything that's going on in the economy here locally, nationwide altogether, we can persevere. You know, I know a lot of people in our communities are really concerned about the redistricting, the high prices of groceries, gas, or whatever. But think back in the 60s and 70s.
Mm-hmm.
We made it.
We made it.
We made it, and we can continue to do so through prayer, community connections, and perseverance. That's what we have to focus on. That's what we have to focus on, but we can't do it alone. We all have to walk this walk together.
I love it. I love it. I love it. And we talk about community connections, and this is so exciting because yesterday we had a really wonderful event, and we connected the community together by making sure we had two powerhouse organizations be able to receive some donations for what they're doing in the community. And then also we had some peer support specialists talk about different life experiences that they experienced, that they overcome different situations, right? We can either be in regret and resentment, or we can always go to the process and say we're healed. And we never can heal if we don't understand that certain things we may conceal within ourselves. And that was so important. So the first organization that we're going to talk about that just warms my heart, because I used to work for those folks. Yeah, I used to work for those folks, and I did some good work. I'm all right. I did okay. But as I went through the process of me not just working for them, I realized I had to work with them. And then they was able to help me see the path when I got ready to move into another state, right? So the name of the organization is called Mississippi Family for Kids. And the executive director, her name is Miss Nadine Cottrell. And she took over. She took over for Dr. Linda West. And I remember meeting Dr. Linda West back in 1999. I met her. I just got to come from a church conference in Atlanta, and she's like, Coach, I want you to come work for me. I'm like, man, I can't come work for you. I can't pay you no more money. So she's like, well, I want you to come volunteer, and I volunteered. And after I volunteered, guess what happened? I got voluntold. And after I got voluntold, over the years, I've always been a companion, a friend of Mississippi Family for Kids. Throughout the years, I became a therapist at Mississippi Family for Kids, and I moved on. But the vision of Mississippi Family for Kids is still going on strong today. So we have a director that's here, and she's going to reintroduce herself, tell us her last name, and what she does. And we're going to ask, we're going to have a little conversation about what Mississippi Family for Kids is doing and what they can do to help you in your life here in Mississippi.
Good morning again. My name is Desiree States, and I'm the program director for Mississippi Family for Kids. Help Me Grow is the program that I oversee. And with that particular program, we go out to, we're statewide with it. So we go to different childcare centers, and we do developmental screenings on children ages 0 to 5. And from those screenings, we pretty much provide parents with additional resources. If it's based off where they place it on the screening, if they need additional resources such as speech therapy, we walk that parent hand in hand with providing those resources from autism, occupational therapy, whatever the parent needs, we walk them hand in hand. We don't just leave them hanging and say, hey, here's what we found for you. We walk them hand in hand because not everybody has the tools to really get out there and do it themselves.
That's wonderful. So when you're saying that you walk them through, you have a whole team of people. It's just like a therapist there or just a case manager?
Yes.
What kind of staff do you have that really makes people go through that process?
We have our development screening coordinator. We have our peer support specialist. We have our community support specialists. We have our therapists. And so again, we find those resources that parent needs. We call that particular organization or agency and say, hey, we have a parent that needs this. They give us the process of what they need to do, and we send those resources, the referrals over.
I love that. That's almost similar to what we do here at Community Conversations, connecting people to resources and resources to people. So since we doing that, Mr. Hey, we should be on the payroll, don't you think? We need to be on the payroll. Yes. I know. So it's important that you do that, and when you understand that what you're doing in community impact, this organization is a new organization that's just started, or they've been going for a long time?
They've been going for a long time. Started off with adoption back in 1997. I think that's the correct year. And so it's been going strong. We have a counseling program. We go into different JPS schools and do counseling on the children that need that additional, whether it be behavior therapy. If they're dealing with grief, they also do family therapy, bring in the parents with them. They go to, like I said, go to different JPS schools. We also have a rock program, and it's relatives raising other children.
I like that.
And so from there, if it's an aunt, uncle, grandparent, grandfather, whoever that's raising, that stepped up and started raising another relative's child, we provide them with resources, additional support. We have those meetings that we have for them to kind of, so they can get one-on-one and get some like-minded people that's with them, hear their stories, share their stories, and yeah.
So what challenges do you what challenges do you have?
Excuse me. That water's supposed to go all the way around.
I know that. I'm asking a question and they messing me up. Come on now.
You get to get some back.
I tell you. So what challenges do the families and community face when they're seeking these social services support?
Let's say limited funds. A lot of organizations now, with things that are changing, those limited funds of needing those additional support. Like now we have the situation with the childcare vouchers.
Okay, so you break that down, because I know a lot of the viewers are really concerned about that, because like, you know, when the school started and a lot of them lost their childcare vouchers, and then now you got the whole summer, and when they go back, how do people going to be able to respond to that?
It's hard because with that, parents have had to stop working or taking a job that may be in the evening time, which again, all of that takes away from parents being there for their child. So taking that away, you had child care centers that closed down because of that. But for families, it's difficult because the child care prices are high.
Yes.
It's not, you can't afford it just on one income. So parents have to take, on two jobs to even be able to afford the child care for their children. So it's been difficult.
Well, one of the things that we do also, I was a former president of the Jackson Association of Black Social Workers, and now we have a wonderful, wonderful new president named Miss Henry. And I'm just really curious about your perception on the child care vouchers and what's going on in the city of Jackson, and just in general, throughout the state of Mississippi. What can an organization like the Jackson Association of Black Social Workers do to help in that particular area? What's happening in the city?
We can actually help provide additional resources for organizations. If those organizations are doing fundraisers, that's something that JABSW can collaborate with them on to raise funds, or to actually sponsor a family who's in dire need of child care assistance. So, with the new ruling about the decrease in child care vouchers affected some families, but some other families were not affected. And so I think that was kind of based upon the number in the household, the income, and all of that. So that's why it's really good to get out and educate our community members about these different laws, how it affects us, whether we have children 12 and under or not.
Okay.
But right now, that's a main component that some of our families are really having issues with, because number one, you have to go to work.
You got to work.
Mom and dad have to go to work. Okay. Think about some of the families who don't have support systems here in the area, like grandmother, granddad, they can watch children while mom works or whatever. Then we have a lot of single parent household. So that's a barrier for our single parents who have to make a choice. Do I leave my child that's 5 or 6 years old at home while I work, come back and check on them or what have you? So it's just something to really, really consider. And all of this can change if we get out and go to the polls.
Okay. All right. So you made this more of we going to the polls things. All right. But at the same time, going to the polls, we're talking about different organizations and community groups coming together to support organizations like Jackson Association of Black Social Workers and Mississippi Family for Kids. So I got a question for Ms. D. How can local businesses, churches, and schools, and just organizations collaborate with Mississippi Family for Kids to help them with their mission?
Volunteer.
Okay.
Sponsor. Just partner with us with anything. We have uniform drives that we have coming up. So getting with us to kind of, like I say, mainly volunteering and sponsoring is something big, I think, that they can help with.
I know you got a lot of different programs coming up. I know we have when does the golf tournament happen?
In October.
Okay. How can
October.
it's what other events you have?
My favorite, because I run it.
Yes.
Youth leadership camp. I'm all about the kids. So
Yay.
youth leadership camp.
Okay.
We have that coming up June 15th through the 19th. This year, it'll actually be at the JPS Environmental Learning Center on Highway 18. Unfortunately, we are already full to capacity with our limit. We have a waiting list, actually, for students. It is free for 11 to 16 years of age. We taking volunteers 17 and up. So if you want to volunteer, go to our page, find the youth leadership tab, and volunteer. We're looking for sponsorship. So if you know of any organization that would like to sponsor, we're taking sponsors for the campers because we do a lot of different activities with them.
Like what? What activities?
We have different speakers coming in to speak with them about what is, because our theme this year is LOL. Lead out loud.
Lead out loud. That's the theme this year. Okay.
So we give them the tools to be able to be self-sufficient when they leave high school, when they leave school, so that they're prepared. And so we have different speakers coming in. We have a financial literacy tour, a poverty simulation that they partake in as well. It kind of gives them those tools about saving, spending. And so it's really awesome. And then the afternoon time, we kind of bring in different things. We have someone coming from Napa teaching them how to oil change a tire,
yes. I love
those
it.
basic tools that they need. And again, one of the other main things is their mental health. So we have speakers coming in talking about their mental health and how to prevent or, look out for signs if you have a friend or someone that's contemplating suicide or anything like that. So, yeah, we still need some food sponsors to provide breakfast. So, yeah.
So we need numbers. So if anybody actually wants to come and participate, volunteer, or just donate, what number would we need to
601-957-7670. Or you can email us at info@mffk.org.
Wow. Yeah, repeat that.
Okay, that number again, 601-957-7670, info@mffk.org.
Wonderful. And also, we talk about the mental health issues. We have to look at organizations like the Jackson Association, Black Social Workers, which have a lot of members who are therapists and mental health. Why is it, Ms. Henry, why is mental health so important to our people in the community? Why is that so important?
Well, it's very important because for a long time in our African American community, a lot of people don't like to address mental health issues because of the stigma.
Okay.
And I remember years ago, I'll share this story with you, when individuals had mental breakdowns or what have you, because we were not educated about mental health illnesses, they would call it a nervous breakdown.
A nervous breakdown.
He or she had a breakdown or what have you. So now, not only do the Black Social Workers Association, our organization, have an opportunity to educate our communities about mental health, but to actually sponsor events around that to educate our communities. So we could be aware, we could look for the signs, we could provide treatment as professionals to individuals who have mental health diagnosis. So that's very important, not only in our community, but across the state, the cities, or what have you locally. When you think about mental health illness, you look at the high percentage of homeless, of the homeless population. Usually, those individuals who are homeless, two things are going on.
Okay, what's
Either
that?
Drug addiction, alcohol addiction, or mental health diagnosis. A lot of times individuals walk around, they're diagnosed, and they don't even know it because of the stigma. They're afraid to go and talk to a mental health professional to receive treatment and medication.
Right. So it's important for us to understand that stigma, the only way for the stigma to be broken is that we have to talk about these conversations, have these critical conversations. I think the summer camp, that Mississippi Family for Kids, they do address those type of issues, don't they?
We do.
They talk about suicide, talk about different prevention of pregnancy and a lot of different issues. And what's the age range of children that comes to that camp?
11 to 16.
Okay. And when they come there, when they leave, what are some of the takeaways they get from the camp?
They love it. It's a lot. They know how to, again, with their peers, how to see that if my friend is down, I know this number that I can call to get them some resources or to get them on track. Again, right now, because it's so high with suicide rates among this age, giving them those tools that, like I say, know how to look for it, or just knowing that they have someone to talk to or reach back out to, because we always leave that with them, is that they can always reach back out to us with, if they can't, because most kids don't like talking to their parents about those problems that they're having. And so having a number that they can reach out to, having someone that they can reach out to say, hey, I got this person I can call if I need some help. So that's big for me. Because I have kids those ages. So it's important.
So at this camp, say for instance, a child come in there and you talked about a subject that a presenter came and that child got triggered. Is it any therapist or anybody on site that can really help that child through that process?
Yes, we have licensed therapists, licensed clinical directors. We're all pretty much, majority of us are, where we can have those, because we've taken the training ourselves of how to handle those situations and how to handle those children with those issues. So yes, they on site.
I love it. And then actually, after the camp is over with, then when school starts back, what type of connection do you have with the children that come to the camp? Is it like, okay, camp is over, y'all gone back to business? What is it?
No, we kind of give them things throughout the year. Even if it's just something as an email to do a check-in. We're looking, and I don't want to say too much because nothing is set in stone. But I know we talked about giving them some activities throughout the summer, or even something into school starts back, if it's a weekend thing, to kind of get them all together, just to kind of get them into doing something. Again, sometimes this is their safe haven. It's 1 week out of the year is their safe haven in that moment. So trying to extend it past that week is something that we're trying to do.
Well, I'll tell you what, Mississippi Family for Kids has a great staff person, and you're a director. I see the future being very bright. What are some of the goals for Mississippi Family for Kids for 2026?
Helping more families than we did the previous year. That's always a goal. One reason why I got into social work is my background. And so being a parent, just individual in itself, of knowing what a parent is actually going through, having that experience of knowing that this low paying job that I'm at right now is what I have to do and maintain for my family right now. So being on that empathetic role of knowing what families have dealt with or are dealing with, again, we always ensuring permanency. Teaching the families and parents that they can be self-sufficient. Because I always tell people all the time, nothing is forever. These government funding, childcare, like they're doing with childcare, food stamps, all of that can be taken in a split of a second. And we provide those tools for parents to be able to be self-sufficient. So when you don't have this stuff anymore, you got to keep on rolling. So savings, we even do, we have a parent lounge as well. I'll jump into that. Because in order for the children to be okay and together, we have to be okay. And so something we do with the parent lounge is we talk about those, pretty much same thing we do with the children at camp, teaching those parents those tools, because not everybody was given the tools to know how to save. Not everybody was given the tools to be a parent sometimes. You learn as you go. And so one thing we do with parent lounge, we teach them about savings, giving them tools to self-care for themselves, their mental, making sure their mental is good as well. So
that's wonderful. You got all these different programs, and it's important that we go and support Mississippi Family for Kids. Give them that number again. How we can get people want to volunteer or they want to donate to Mississippi Family for Kids. How can they do that? 601-957-7670. info@mffk.org. And one more thing. We have a raffle going on right now. Oh, watch out.
It ends May 29th. We have some different baskets that we're raffling off, priced over $100. They're $10 per raffle ticket. Some nice ones. So y'all go buy a raffle ticket. When you buy this raffle ticket, make sure you refer Desiree. Okay, I'm your referral person. Remember that name.
So I'm gonna go ahead and give a challenge today. I know we have hey in the studio today, and he always like to try to outbid me with certain things. So I want to get $25. I'm gonna do 30. I'm gonna do 30.
He got to match that 30. Yeah.
30.
Oh,
55.
So But let's make sure let's get that taken care of today. I want to get some raffle tickets. And
When is the drawing?
yeah, when is the drawing?
The drawing is June 1st, so y'all got until what is it, Friday? Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna pay for your tickets. How about that?
Okay, now I'll write you. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pay for your tickets.
You are?
Yeah, you always doing something for
Well, I
me.
appreciate you, bro.
You
Now
know?
you're making me feel.
Also, we have this wonderful, wonderful organization, Jackson Association of Black Social Workers. They have a new president here. And Ms. Henry, can you tell us briefly about the history of this organization, the direction that you're going, and what you see for the goals of Jackson Association of Black Social Workers, and how can they work and collaborate with organizations like Mississippi Family for Kids?
Well, the National Association of Black Social Workers have been in existence since the early 1970s.
Okay.
And as I mentioned at a program on yesterday, the local chapters came about from a national convention that was held in California many, many years ago,
Okay.
where a group of Black social workers felt like we were shunned
Mhm.
because the national organization was not recognizing oppression, poverty in our different, local communities. So that's how Jackson Association of Black Social Workers came about, and the National Association of Black Social Workers came about. Since then, we've been addressing oppression, poverty, unemployment, racial discrimination, all of those factors in our communities across the state, across the nation. As the new incoming president, we have a lot of goals that we've set for 2026 as well as 2027. The main goal is fundraising.
Mhm.
We did receive a donation yesterday. Praise God for that. To get us started, some seed money to get us started so we can do the work here in the community, so we can collaborate with other organizations like Mississippi Family for Kids or what have you, to support our local organizations. Some of the things that we are planning to do is to partner with Mississippi Family for Kids for our back to school drive, for book bags, school supplies, and all of that, as well as our Christmas toy drive.
When you're talking about Christmas toy drive, you're talking about all this stuff.
Mhm.
You mentioned something that a lot of folks may not understand. So could you explain to folks out there what is seed? What is seed?
That's monies to get us started to do the work. Any organizations, whether you're a nonprofit or for-profit, you have to have money to get started to do the work. We can't do it alone. We need sponsorships. We have to have donations in order for us to partner with other organizations in the community. We can't do it for free. And so, we always ask for donations,
Mhm.
sponsorships, or whatever, so we can continue the work that we need to do.
Is it a tax write-off as well?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
very good.
yes.
And is that the same with Mississippi Family for Kids? Everything's a tax write-off?
It is. Yes.
Oh boy! So it's income tax is April 15th. I mean, those businesses, y'all better bear and partner with someone you're gonna get a return on your investment. That's very important. It's very important that you get a return on your investment. So I want to know when we talk about what we're aiming to do for the future. Am I hearing you correctly? We're aiming to collaborate on different projects.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's gonna do anything solo by themselves. We're aiming to not just service one area of the city of Jackson, but also throughout the whole state of Mississippi when it comes to making sure people support the missions that you have out there.
Mm-hmm.
And to do that, you have to be a member of Jackson Association of Black Social Workers. So say, for instance, if I came in you today and I says, I hear the good work you're doing, I want to be a member, what process do I have to go through to make that happen?
That individual can contact me at 601-937-0419, and we can provide the link for membership. For all social work professionals, it's $75 a year, and for our senior membership, it's $60. We do have student membership as well. That's $30. So with those funds and our sponsorships, the other thing we're looking at next year for our national conference, each year we have a national conference, and we look to send at least 2 or 3 students to attend, social work students who are members, paid members, to those conferences, as well as other members of JABSW.
Well, it's important.
Yeah, it's very important.
Yeah.
The conference is really, really good. A lot of information, a lot of networking that goes on. The other thing we're planning to do is to provide. We're looking at some food drives that we're gonna do here locally for our seniors, and we're gonna be targeting some food deserts like Bolton, Edwards, Mississippi, the Delta area, where those individuals there, those communities have lack of resources to grocery stores and those type of things. So it's a lot we have going on. We're going to need the community support for that, for us to do that. We're going to also need additional sponsorships for us to get those things done. One of the other things for our organizations that we offer, other than paid membership, with your paid membership this year, all social workers, licensed social workers, will be able to receive CEU credits. You know, so that's a good thing, and that's part of your paid membership. Like I said, we'll be doing the toy drive. We've already started the process. I think last week we donated some books and supplies to Mississippi Family for Kids. We received proclamations this year.
Okay.
We received a proclamation from the city of Jackson for Child Abuse Awareness Month. We also received a proclamation from St. Matthew's Baptist Church and New Vineyard Church as well, just to educate the congregations on signs of child abuse and neglect. So church personnel, our community leaders, our local and city officials could be aware of any incidents of child abuse and neglect.
Well, we're doing so much. It's so many things that we've been doing for both of these organizations. I want to actually find out how can people get in contact with you, the organization, and just some contact information.
Okay. They can contact me at 601-937-0419. My email address is Cindy, Cindi, Henry @hotmail.com.
Well, thank you so much, Madam President, for what you talked about today. And you've done a great job of giving the community the understanding of what it means to be a supporter of the Jackson Association of Black Social Workers, and if they want to become members as well. I just want to make one quick point about becoming a member. Do you have to be a social worker to be a member?
No, you do not. You do not have to be a social worker. We have other professionals like mental health therapists that are members of the organization.
I love it. I love it. Okay. So you've all done a great job. Mississippi Family for Kids, Desiree, you really shocked me. She is so knowledgeable. Hey. She's so knowledgeable about the organization, man.
I am.
I mean, yeah, she was really on it. I'm going to tell Miss Nadine, I'm like, man, I don't know. We got to think about getting her a raise. What do you think?
Yeah, that sounds good.
We got to get her something. We got to get her something. Because I tell you, this is really great. So listen, we're going to go, our next path for the soul, we're going to talk about some different issues that have to do with peer support specialists, have to do with drug addiction, and what we're going to do. We're doing to change that in our community. So I want to thank y'all for coming again.
One question.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Henry.
Yes.
Of the graduates, how many of us are actually participating in paying our dues? So do we have a roster of how many people have graduated in the last 3 years and how many of them are paid up? I know I'm not. I know I'm not. So how do we become more connected to making sure our dues make it in-house so that we'll have that seed money? You got 1,000 people out there. It's $75. That's a nice little start.
We're constantly recruiting for membership. The National Association of Black Social Workers usually monthly sends us a list of all those individuals who have paid for their membership. So that's why this collaboration, this partnership is very, very important. We have reached out to Jackson State University School of Social Work, other local universities who have social work programs to get them involved, retired social workers, retired therapists, all of them, asking them to please join us so we can make some things happen here in our communities. Yeah.
I'm glad you made that point. Hey.
I mean, that's powerful. You figure you got 1,000 graduates out
Yeah.
there. I mean, there's no reason we can't come up with $75 in 365 days.
That's true. That's true. We actually we went to New Orleans for our trip for the Nationals, and we took about four or five students that we actually raised money and paid for. Those students are still members, and they excited about it as well. But that was a small amount, and we want to make sure we increase that number.
Right.
So thank you for asking that question.
Right. The pool is there. We just got to scratch it.
That's it.
Yeah.
We got to go to the bottom and get it.
Any final words, Miss States?
No,
Mr.
I
Fam
think I said
Kids.
it all.
Telephone number and
Yeah.
website if she knows it, maybe an address.
Yeah. Telephone. What's the telephone number? Website? How
Yes.
can somebody get in contact with you guys on Tuesday?
601-957-7670. You can email us at info@mffk.org or dstates, states@mffk.org.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you
We're
for
excited,
having me.
and we're gonna ask you to let your brother James come on up. Yeah,
wait,
we change
you
up.
want the lady to introduce herself?
Sure, she sure can.
She can.
So let's just switch out. Hold on.
Let's switch out.
Ms. Henry, go ahead and elaborate a little bit more on how we can participate with what you all have going on in your organization. Let me switch.
Switch out.
Okay, you all can participate, like I said, by contacting me at 601-937-0419 and my email address, Cindy, CINDI, Henry @hotmail.com.
That's so good, and so that's important. Hit that. What's that email again? One more time.
Cindy, CINDI, Henry @hotmail.com.
Oh, we're excited because we have one other person who's a staff member at Mississippi Fan for Kids. I used to work with her a lot, and she was very, very annoying. And the reason why she's very annoying, she smiles for every time. And my wife came up with an acronym for SMILES, means seeing miracles in life every day. She had it in every time I saw her, she's smiling. Even if she upset, she's smiling. So introduce yourself. Tell her what you do at Mississippi Fan for Kids and why should we support Mississippi Fan for Kids. Go ahead.
Hello, everyone. My name is Miss Kay. I am the Community Support Specialist for Mississippi Fans for Kids. You should definitely come out and support our organization because we genuinely care about the families and the children of Mississippi and everybody as a whole. So help us help the community, you guys. Thank you.
Oh, it's like us all like help me grow. I love it. I love it. So Kay, tell us really briefly, why did you decide to work at Mississippi Fan for Kids? You know, with this economy going up and down, and you graduated of what school you graduated?
I graduated from the University of Mississippi.
I won't hold it against you. I won't hold it against you, JSU. You know, but when you graduated and you actually took a job at Mississippi Fan for Kids, what is it that makes you feel inspired to go to your job every day to make you like, you know, this is why I smile?
Second family.
Second?
Second family.
Second family. You hear that?
We are a family-oriented organization, and so everybody built up, professional bonds, and it really helps when, your leader and, other supervisors are able to understand, different family dynamics, especially, in personal life because we got to help ourselves, and that way we can help others if we help ourselves. So it's good to have that at the top of your organization.
That's wonderful. They say self-preservation, number one law of God. If you don't preserve yourself, you can't preserve anybody else. But it just the collective worker responsibility mindset they have at Mississippi Fan for Kids inspires me, but also inspires everyone actually to make sure when you go to your job, it's not just a place you go in and earn a check, but it's an opportunity to reflect on something that's good and positive for the community. Because the more we engage and we love on each other, the more we can understand that another person may have burdens, stresses as well, so that's very important. Thank you so much, Kay,
You're
for just
welcome.
introducing yourself, letting everybody know who you are, and keep on smiling.
Okay, thank you.
So we're going to have our next young man going to come up, and he is a awesome young man, and basically he's going to talk about the power of how you can overcome any situation, and you can move yourself from one stage to the next stage in your life, and that's very important. So what we did is we created an organization. It's based off of the AAU, not AAU. I was an AAU coach. Okay, it's based off of the AA, Alcohol Anonymous and Narcotics Anonymous concept. And this concept is called Overcomers Anonymous, right? And that's what we're doing. This is another support group, to support people out there, because everybody needs a mixture of different ways to be supported. I mean, in the Christian world, you have what's called Celebrate Recovery. First Baptist Church came up with that concept, and it works well. And you have AA, you have Narcotics Anonymous. But sometimes people may not want to go to Celebrate Recovery. They might want to go to AA, but everybody has opportunity to have a different look at things. So that is the reason why we want to make sure we understand that you can recover from any situation, but you don't have to remain an addict your whole life. So this young man here, he is a young man that is a resident at one of the facilities here in Jackson. And basically, he is a person that is recovered in his life, and he knows that he can make it, and he can do all things to accomplish his goals. So, James,
Amen.
Go ahead, introduce yourself. Tell us who you are, and tell us why we're here today.
I'm James Bykowski. I am an alcoholic addict.
Hi, James.
Hi, James. Yeah, I know. I have been struggling with addiction for my whole life. I mean, ever since I was 11. Addiction comes in many forms. I'm not going to lie to you. It's not just alcohol. It's not just narcotics or anything like that. I mean, I struggled with severe depression and cutting and everything like that growing up. I mean, it was intense. I was a boarding school kid, so all I really did was I learned how to travel from an early age. Lots of couches, lots of going back and forth. And that kind of just ingrained in me. I think I said before, whenever we were on our way here, that my spirit animal is an alley cat. Because I just hid in the dark for years and years. And I didn't pay heed to what anybody said. Didn't do anything I didn't want to do.
Right.
And, for lack of a better term, hustle or be hustled.
Hustle be hustled.
Hustle or be hustled.
Okay.
And that's just kind of the way I grew up, without trying to war story it all. I did whatever I wanted. And for a time, sometimes it worked out. 90% of the time it did not.
Okay.
But I never had, I was such a traveler, and I hit the road so much that it was rare that I saw the consequences of my actions until I decided to actually get a life for the first time and forever.
So on your journey to recovery, tell us when you first started, because this is a really good message for a lot of young people who are teenagers who may be confused, who may be just getting with their friends and say, I'm going to smoke one right quick, or just taking some pills because they're at college, and man, the class is so stressful, they don't know what to do, So tell me, when you started your journey, how old were you when you first started your journey of
addiction?
Yes, sir.
I was 11.
11.
I was 11 years old. I remember I snuck under my granddad's liquor cabinet, and I had my first shot, and I was already going through a lot of pain. Okay. I was, going to boarding school and everything, and it was an immediate way to mask that. Immediately. And it helped me forget my problems.
Okay.
That's the problem. When you forget, you don't realize that the world still goes on.
Right.
People are still, maturing and growing up, and all you're trying to do is you're stunning your own growth. You can't see the next day because you don't allow yourself to process it. And that's why I drank so heavy and from such an early age, is because I didn't want to deal with the chaos of my own life. And it's not a bad thing, to not want to deal with it. It's that we have to run towards the fight and not away from it.
And it's very hard
in life
to go to the way to get away from the fight if you don't understand those stages of development.
Right.
So when you went from 11 to about like 15 and 16, were you still using? Or was just alcohol was your only drug of choice?
Well, it was really whatever I could find.
Okay.
To tell you the truth.
Okay.
I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah.
And trying to, you know, going back and forth, and then, you know, having a bunch of different masters at the time, you know, all telling me different ways to live. I tried to, I was like, oh, screw it, you know, I'll figure it out myself, which is the, you know, one of the dumbest things that you can do is not seek help. And so I immediately got addicted to my ADHD medication. So like, you know, and I have ADHD, but I don't take the meds anymore because I personally am not responsible enough to.
Let's talk about that medication. So if you're talking about the way that medications actually dispensed out and the effects in the neurotransmitters that goes in the brain, right?
Yep.
And let's talk about ADHD medicine. Let's talk about Adderall. Let's talk about that, okay? So what is your first experience with Adderall?
So I was as a kid, I was a drug tester for asthma medication. And so that was already on my list of things that I did. So they started me out on this drug called Focalin right when it came out. Yeah. And what they did was they cut the molecule in half and thought they had made safer Adderall, which they did not. They in turn actually made highly addictive Adderall. And I'm sitting here, you know, 12, 13 years old, trying to take this stuff, and I would end up abusing it almost immediately, because I think that it's easy to diagnose someone.
Yes.
And it's easy to think, you know, the road to hell is paved, you know, with good intentions.
When you first got diagnosed with any type of mental health disorder, how old were you?
Well, they started trying at 9, and nothing ever really sticked. I think they kind of, yeah. But this, you know, you have to understand that was going. Everybody was in a bad situation at the time, divorce and everything like that, and so the kids acting out and getting depressed and things like that. So you try and see if you can't pinpoint, you know, the allergy of it all,
right?
And it never really got pinpointed very well. I know that, you know, besides, you know, having a couple of learning disabilities and as well as ADHD, I mean, it all kind of just balled up into one. And so nobody really, it's really hard, especially as a child who's developing and becoming an adult, to pinpoint exactly what's going on, because nobody wants to be like, it's my fault. But the situation that you're in attributes to how you react to your surrounding environment. So there's so many things that were going on. It was so hard to pinpoint. And I know that ADHD was definitely one of those things that everybody could be like, oh no, it's that one.
It's a good blamer if you don't know what to say,
yeah.
You know?
And with that, you know, I'm all for medication and everything like that, but you have to understand that whenever you start changing a person's cognitive view of the way they deal and interact with the world, you're also developing neural pathways.
That's right.
That they will get, you know, that will become the norm for them. And whenever your child decides not to take certain medications or things like that, you always have to be prepared that the neural pathways that they just built in their brain and have been built ever since that they were a kid, it's gonna disrupt things. And so coming as a kid and then saying, you know, that I wanted to run my life and I could do it better, I would always mess around with either the dosage or stop taking it altogether, and all of these things would just completely disrupt the way that my brain was trying to develop.
And your brain was trying to develop, and your brain was actually giving itself different signals and messages. And that's is important, the message of understanding that the medication, psychotropic medication, people think it just works because you got medication, right?
Right.
But it's also the talk therapy as well. So did you have a therapist?
Yeah, well, you have to put in the work. I mean, that's the thing. Like, no matter what, I did have a good therapist named Mr. Boudreaux. I haven't talked to him in years, but he was actually like one of the best guys I've ever met in my life. Growing up as a young kid, trying to work through divorce and everything like that. But like I said, I went to, shout out to French Camp Academy, if anybody knows French Camp. I had a lot of mentors at FCA who are still my mentors to this day. And I think more so than anything else, you need someone, especially when you're a child, to step into your life and be like, look, I know things are rocky right now, but I've got your back.
James, we're going to ask you to introduce yourself again so the audience can understand who you are and what's your goal. Just introduce yourself right quick.
I'm James Bykowski. I'm an alcoholic addict. As far as goals, man, I tell you what, one more day sober, every single day. Absolutely. 8 months. Look, 8 months. 8 months. Yeah, 8 months is a drop in the bucket when you look at the course of reality. But I mean, I'm 36 years old. I've been drinking since I was 11, and I've never been 8 months sober my entire life.
Well, you know what, James? That is so commendable, and that's what we're talking about. Overcomers Anonymous. How you can actually overcome a situation, and you put yourself in a situation where you can actually function. You don't want to be a functional alcoholic or addict. You want to be a person that functions without that.
I've rarely met functional alcoholics, and when I did, they did their job, but I don't know how much high functioning there was going on.
Well, you know, the adverse to all this is another gentleman. If he wants to introduce himself, he can. His name is he can just introduce himself, and he's a person that has been a clean and sober person for so long, and he's that great things he's done. And to be so resilient and to be able to fight back and to be in a position where he's at the point where now as not just as a person who's recovered, but an inventor, right? But just not an inventor, a truck driver, right? Just not a truck driver, or uncle, right? He has all these different roles that he plays, and he can tell you better than I can about why it's important to stay focused on your goal so you can stay in recovery and you can be a better version of yourself. So go ahead and introduce yourself, sir.
Hello, my name is Joseph Bodie III. As Mr. Campbell stated, I'm a truck driver. I've been driving trucks since I was, since the 80s. I got my CDL in 88. And as far as my inventing, my mother, I had trouble when I was coming up relating to society, because as a young black man, you get a disconnect and a disillusion about what life really is, because a group of people are living one way and you are living a different way with your group of people.
Right.
And the view that you receive is a tainted view, or I would say a hazy type of view of life. And I didn't have a good academic connection. I was later on diagnosed with ADD and stuff like that. I took medicine, but I never really took it for a long period of time. Going back to what I was saying earlier, my mother saw that I had some issues, so she took me to Jackson Hines Behavioral Health. Okay. And the individuals at Jackson Hines Behavioral Health gave her Nikolai Tellis's Book of Inventions. Mm-hmm. And I would read some of the stuff, but a lot of the words I couldn't pronounce. But the pictures,
the images, pictures, yes.
It made me a visual individual, and that's the thing that I was able to do too, to mask my my literacy issues. I will compensate, because God give us several senses: your hearing, your taste, your smell, your sight. So just like somewhat like a person who doesn't have sight, their hearing advances. Mm-hmm. So a person who has a literacy problem, they would normally try to compensate for that by paying attention more orally, by being more visual, locking in certain things mentally to be able to help them to compensate, to be able to function in society as those who are highly intelligent or have a high literacy ability. Also, so that's how my inventing started. I have one now product that I have patented. It's been hard.
What's the name of it?
Memory Marquee.
Watch out. Memory Marquee.
Yes, it's a locket and dog tag design that I created. I'm in the process of getting a manufacturer to produce these units, or several units, and I'm also looking to. I have a product development design business myself, but I'm working towards getting my own facility where we can start trying to manufacture products here in Jackson. And going back to the previous individuals that were here, the young ladies that were here speaking, they doing great work. But going back to what they were saying, financing is our biggest issue in our community. Our dollar doesn't stay in our community like other communities' dollars circulate. We have to be more cognitive and more visual about how we're spending our money and how we are affecting our community. I feel, now a lot of people may not feel this, but I feel in our community we have an individual state of mind. An individual state of mind is like toxic. It's like alcohol to an alcoholic.
And that, so when you say that individualized mind, and we're gonna get back on that, because I know that you have a solution. It's good to have an ideal about something, but it's always good to have a solution.
Absolutely.
About how to change that condition. So I know that when you was on your path and all the things you expressed, and also James talked about it early in his early stage of development. What was it that caused you to get to the point where we can celebrate and say that as of today, you're clean and sober, your mind is not in the cloud, and you have how many years of sobriety now?
16 plus.
16 plus years of sobriety, right? And so before we talk about the impact of what we can do to change the community based on what the previous ladies talked about, Missing Family for Kids and Jackson Association of Black Social Work, let's talk about the journey that caused you to get to the point where you was having all this distortion and being an addict, an alcoholic, or whatever you want to call yourself, a person that was unbalanced, and you got to the point where you said enough is enough, and you stayed clean and sober for 16 years. And what message did you have to pass on to the next person out there listening for how they can stay sober as well?
Well, let me do like the young man who's here along with me on his sobriety journey.
Yes.
Let's start back when it began.
Okay.
It was a young man by the name of Edward Purnell.
Mm-hmm.
My mother took him in, as she took a lot of people's children in that were having issues in their life. I was given alcohol as a very young child, and that's not what started my addiction, because I had several individuals in my family, including my mother, that had substance abuse problems.
Okay.
And I had always stated in my mind that I wouldn't become one of them.
Okay.
So the person, Edward Purnell, when we went to junior high school, he introduced me to hash.
Hash.
Yeah.
What is hash?
Hash is somewhat of a
condensed marijuana.
Yes. Absolutely.
Okay. All right. I didn't know what a hash was.
Yeah.
All right.
It's a form of marijuana. It's
Okay.
not marijuana, but it's a form of it.
Condensed. Condensed, yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
And also he introduced me more so to alcohol.
Okay.
Okay, but I didn't acquire a substance abuse problem at this time.
Okay.
I indulged in alcohol. I indulged I didn't really indulge in marijuana because these things were something you had to purchase. In the era that we lived in, I didn't have a connection to that. And I really didn't even have a desire for these type of things.
Okay.
But I would drink the wine coolers and stuff like that. And then later on, once I would, another family member of mine, we would hang out and drink and, indulge in smoking marijuana.
Okay.
But it wasn't a largely thing because, like I said, I was more focused on just, having a stable life. That's what my focus was.
Okay.
Because I knew about a stable life because my mother had started her recovery years probably when I was in elementary. She had started her recovery.
Okay.
So by the time I became a teenager and becoming a young adult, I didn't have a substance abuse problem.
Okay.
But when we had moved to back to New York,
you was in Mississippi and you moved back to New York.
Yeah, we originally from Albany, New York.
How old were you when you moved back to Mississippi or New York? Around how old you were?
I was 21.
21, okay.
Because my mother had came to me when we was here in Mississippi. She said, "Joseph, what you going to do with yourself?" Because I had been to Job Corps.
Okay.
I had taken up electrical.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I had some things, on the ball. I had my driver license. I had a little vehicle when I got my money from my readjustment from Job Corps.
Okay.
I for a person that had literacy problems, I was doing very well, so that I thought. Anyway.
Okay.
And I wasn't in trouble. I didn't have a large criminal history or anything like that. I tend to was following the path that my parents had laid out for me.
You had a good path that you was following.
Yes, I did. I had some spiritual background.
Mm-hmm.
I had
good foundation.
I had some individuals that I met when I was younger. I was in special ed. I had met a teacher that when I was in special ed that took some interest in me, introduced me to her husband, which in turn had introduced me to the electrical field as an electrician.
So you had a lot of people that inspired you through that process.
I did. So
when you got to New York, what happened there?
Okay, when I got to New York, that's when prior to me going to New York, I had my mother, like I said, she asked me what was I going to do with myself. I said, "Mommy, I'm going to become a truck driver."
Okay.
So I was at the age of 20, about to turn 21.
Okay.
I took a correspondence course from a company called a school called Superior Training. It was a correspondence course. I took that, and then once I graduated from the correspondence course, they told me that I would have to come to Pennsylvania because they didn't have a location in Mississippi. So because we were from New York, I don't know how this thing coincided, but it just had coincided. And my mother had moved us back to New York, and I had went to Superior Training.
Okay.
And once I had went there, I had graduated from there, but they didn't give me my license because they said that they weren't able to give me my license because I was basically from another state.
Okay, so when you went to New York, you went through the process. When you went to New York, what happened to you when it comes to addiction? How did you start that process back up again?
Well, like I said, I never really had a problem with substance abuse. My problem with substance abuse became because my mother had told me, Joseph, I was working for a school bus company. And I was, like I said, I indulged a little bit, but not really.
So when did you get into any heavy uses of drugs?
I did.
How old were you around that time? If you can recall.
What was I? It was right around somewhat that same time, 21, 22.
Okay.
Because like I said, after I got my CDL, my mother had came to me and said, "Well, Joseph, I want you to pay me more rent."
Okay.
And from my confused state of mind, I would say.
Okay.
I feel like I ain't gonna pay you more rent. She said, "Well, if you don't want to pay me, you do your thing." I said, "Well, I'm gonna get out, get me an apartment."
Okay.
But see, the one thing I would tell people is this: the world does not care.
Amen.
The world is full of misguided, injured. What's the other word I wanna use? Traumatized people.
Traumatized people, and those traumatized people and those traumatized incidents is what you went through. But at the same time, we want to make sure we get a message for those who actually are maybe going through some of the same situations that you went through, and Mr. James as well. Mr. James, I got a quick question to ask you before we wrap this up. When you went through the process, you said you've actually, this is not the first time you've been in recovery.
No.
So tell us about the first time you actually went into recovery and why they didn't work and why is it working now?
And that's this is something that people really have to understand. Is like, look, anytime you walk through the doors of a rehabilitation center, you took the first step, you did the right thing.
Okay.
And there's three types of people that I've been told. There's three types of people in the recovery game. There's the people who want it. There's the people who don't want it.
Okay.
And then there's the people who want to be sober.
Say it one more time.
The people who want it, the people who don't want it, and the people who want to be sober. And I wanted to be sober for a long time, if you can wrap your head around that. But I couldn't understand why people would not want to be an alcoholic, would not want to go and get a drink after a hard day.
Mm-hmm.
And I finally, and so many times I went to rehab, knowing in the back of my head I was going to fail.
Okay.
Once I left, because I knew that I wasn't ready to quit drinking yet. And it literally, I went to the hospital with pancreatitis, which, if anybody out there knows anything about pancreatitis,
yes,
it is amazingly painful. It rocked my world. And it almost killed me. And still, I left the hospital after 2 weeks in the hospital, not being able to eat or drink. I went to go get a beer as soon as I walked out. As soon as I walked out, having almost died.
Right.
And so still, even it almost killing me, I still didn't want to quit drinking.
Mm-hmm.
And man, I tell you what, I asked God. I said, I'm tired of wanting to want it. I show me how to want it, man. And it was a hard lesson. It was like hitting concrete. But once I finally lost everything again, and was so tired, and really was just ready to throw my hands up and let somebody else take over the reins for a little while, and get my ego out of the way. Then I really actually started.
So that was your turning point.
Yeah.
And that's what you at right now. Mr. Joseph, tell me right quick, what was the first thing that came to your mind? You says enough is enough, and it caused you to be on this journey for 16 years sober. When enough is enough.
Well, we had moved back to Mississippi, and I had been back in Mississippi for a while, but I was still using. And
what was your drug of choice?
Crack.
Okay.
That was and still is. But like I said, I'm gonna answer your question, but I want to say this. For those of you who say that they can't quit, you're lying. Because there's one technique that you can use that'll help you quit. Just don't use.
Just don't do it.
You ain't got to, no matter where you go, who you speak to, no matter what you do, if you just don't use.
Pick up.
But going back to the question you were asking me.
Yes, sir.
What happened was I had prayed. I said, God, take me back to a time before all of this.
Okay.
And now physically you can't go back, but emotionally and mentally you can.
Okay. You
can go back, you can rehash the thoughts and the mental process that you had prior to you becoming addicted.
Okay.
Or prior to you starting to your path on addiction.
Mm-hmm.
So I had I was involved in an accident years prior. So I lost my CDL because my license got suspended because I got sued.
Okay.
Okay. Now remember, I had asked God to take me back. Now.
Yep. Take you back. He took you back.
So I lost my CDL. So I had to leave my job. So I still needed a job because I still had bills to pay.
Right.
So like I said, I was a functioning addict. Okay. Okay, let me get it clear. Okay, like I said, I lost my my CDL, so I had to leave the job. Okay, a storm came through.
Okay.
I had several vehicles in my yard. The storm came through and the trees fell on the vehicles.
Okay.
So now my landlord had to pay me to for these vehicles, for the loss of these vehicles. So this is God taking me back, but still providing.
Still providing.
So I was able to take the money that I got from the vehicles. That helped sustain me financially a little bit, and then also it gave me a cushion where I can go and apply for bankruptcy to be able to get my license started back. Okay, so then I had got me a job working downtown Jackson.
Okay,
as working for a company, not as a security guard, but as what they call that? Opportunity specialist.
Right.
Okay, that means that people will come to the hospitality specialist, not opportunity, but hospitality specialist. People would come to the city of Jackson to visit the city of Jackson, and I would give them a little information about different places they can go to eat, to have some amenities and things such as that for the part that's concerning the city of Jackson. And in my process of me working this job, I met an individual, and he told me he had 5 years of sobriety.
Okay.
And I said, at that point in time in my life, I'm going to get me some of that.
Say it one more time.
I'm going to get me some of that.
Man, I like that.
I stopped smoking crack. I stopped smoking cigarettes, and I stopped drinking.
You did you stopped it all?
All of it, because you got to remember, I had already put the request in to the Creator to take me back to a time before all of this.
Okay.
So once the Creator took me to, the Creator will line things up in your life. You have to remember this about God.
Okay.
God, in order for him to give you something, sometimes you got to take something. Life is about gain and loss. You will gain things in life, you will lose things in life. You have to prepare yourself for the loss. That's whether it's a job, money, family members, loved ones. You have to prepare yourself for the loss. Because this life is a great thing, but it's only temporary.
Thank you so much. Boy, I tell you, you did a really good job of explaining that to all of us. I know we're out of time, so we want to make sure that everyone understands to get back into this. Jump on Facebook, like us, share with people that what we're doing here with Community Conversations, and make sure that you understand you can overcome any situation if you put your mind to it and if you have a good support group. And so, James, thank you for coming in.
Absolutely.
And we're going to have you back again another time. And also, Joe, thank you. It's JJ, James and Joe. I just thought about that. Come back and tell us about your recovery journey. And remember this here. It's 3 things that change people's lives. The people you meet, the places you go, and the books you read. If you're doing that, you're living. If you're not, you're dying. And so we don't want to die before our time. So it's very important for us to understand that we have to have a conversation with ourselves. And once we have a conversation with ourselves, we can have a conversation with those out there in the community that are wanting to not just become clean and sober, but have a life of recovery. So, hey, thank you so much. We're done, man. We're excited.
Give me that mic so I can go off on you one more time.
I love it.
Yeah. Hey, we definitely want to thank these gentlemen. I look forward to getting them back. You guys are local? You gentlemen are local? All right, I want to challenge, man, remarkable, beautiful. We got 3 of us in the room at the same time, and all of it spins off the same thing. But I look forward to getting you all back, hopefully in a quarter, so we can do this on a quarter basis. There's so many of us that are still in the battle. We have to stay in the battle. We have to be truthful with ourselves. And you said something, Mr. James, and what's your brother?
Joe.
And Mr. Joe, JJ, that when I was laying up on that bunk 20 years ago, I asked God, if you get me out of this situation, if you get me, because I had stepped on the dude that was climbing up on the bunk with them tears in my eyes. When you get me out, it was if then, because I wasn't sure he was listening. There's a lot of shit going on in the world. You're going to take time out to deal with me, and I've been having a blast. I'm having fun. Yeah, you're going to take time.
So I thought anyway.
Yeah, I did. The madness. So, I asked him I put in a request, if you get me out of this, this won't happen again. I'm not saying some other shit won't happen, but I won't be back in here for this. So, man, I just enjoyed you all sharing where you are. We do a men's group over at our Jackson Resource Center on Mondays. So hopefully I can get you guys, gentlemen, to come over, and because sometimes when you're hearing the same voice, it just kind of comes dull. It gets to be dull. So thank you so much. 1 quarter. Hold on. Let's go and book this now. Shit, I ain't gonna let y'all out of here. Hold on. I think I done found me a group. Hold on. We're gonna do it right here on the Community Connections Conversations. Hold on. Mr. James, Mr. Joe, you on the road a lot still?
No.
So
I'm local now.
Okay. Man. It was
I'm trying to transition out of that.
You ain't say try, did you?
I'm looking to transition out of it. Listen, I'm looking to transition from working for someone else to working for myself.
Gotcha. I'm in the same boat. I'm in the same vessel.
Because we have to, we need independence.
Right.
Because independence is true freedom. People don't understand that. Because you're never going to be free from the system.
Not at all.
Unless you're just going to go out in the bushes somewhere and disconnect from life.
May, June, July, August. Hold on. Let me see what we got in August. Coach, you always, man, I wanted to go off. I can't even go off on you, man. No, I can't. All I can do is be quiet. Mirror reflection. Okay.
So
we're going to do it. Let's, you guys, when you get a chance, check your calendars for August the 23rd.
That's a what day?
That's going to be on a Sunday. We're going to do Sunday.
Okay.
Sunday normally good time for you today?
It's going to, right now, it's going to be the only time. Because like I said,
same.
My work is, this job is.
Okay, I got the same thing Tuesday through Saturday. I got the same thing. It's but anyway, I appreciate the opportunity though. I ain't complaining. No, I'm talking for me.
I know, brother. This is what I'm saying. This is the reality. Okay, right. We don't curse God for the blessings He's given us, but we're still human too. So let's be human. Let's say what is.
Right.
And if it's a burden to you, it's a burden. Not saying that we all don't have burdens. We do. But if it's a burden, and I'm looking to shuck this particular burden. I don't want to shuck all burdens.
Right.
I just want to shuck this one.
Gotcha. Well, I can feel that. I have the same. I can feel that. So I got a schedule. Hopefully for the 23rd, I'll check in with you gentlemen about 2 weeks prior to make sure it's still a good date. But as of now, I've got us for August the 23rd. And we're just gonna come in here and chop it up and keep it real, so people can be. So they can have a pillar and a post, a steward, a shepherd, a guide. I share with people.
Foundation.
I don't do advice and I don't give no suggestions because my life is fucked up.
Yeah.
I can't save nobody. But when I'm in a room, I can see a reflection of myself and the people across from me. And it makes me feel like, okay, I'm moving forward. Coach, as always, it's a pleasure. Hey, guys, I want to thank you all so much. I know we had some issues here and there. It's a lot going on over here. It's a lot going on in the universe. Whatever you do, know that you are very valuable. You're capable. You're in a battle. No. You're being attacked, and you got to battle. I think that's one of the advantages that we have because we have to be truthful with ourselves about where we are.
You always.
Yes, sir.
Always.
Mr. James, keep doing what you're doing, brother. You sound good.
Thank you.
You know, I shared, I've got some years, and what's important is today.
Yep.
Yeah, one of my mentors, a sponsor, said, "Don't forget your date."
Yep.
You know, because I'm kind of cocky and arrogant.
Yep.
I'm kind of.
The day you forget your dates, the day you're bound to lose it.
Yeah. So, but every moment. One of the ladies said earlier today that, man, this is so challenging. I said, no, waking up and doing right, waking up and doing right and getting back. That's a challenge. Sitting on the couch having a conversation.
It's easy.
But if you make it your I want to say this. Sobriety only affords you the opportunity to have a good life.
Right.
It doesn't give you anything else.
It ain't gonna give you nothing. You gotta want it. You gotta fight.
That's it.
Yeah, you gotta battle. You gotta battle. You
So
gotta battle.
my thing is when you focus on that makes it easier for the day to day.
Right. And people say, well, I just need to focus on a moment. That's just me.
That's it.
That's just me.
My 8 months, I feel like I just got sober. Like literally, it's been 8 months, but if I have to do it every single day and focus on today. Because if I look at it 2 years down the road, I'm gonna mess up.
No joke. And I have to look at it from moment to moment.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because it is a challenge.
Because some days it feel like, hey, I just got sober. It's those days that come about to say, like we had those dreams of using.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
You have to even in the dream, I have to tell myself, when I wake up,
Right.
I'm gonna be clean and sober.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, you blessed because I don't. When I wake up is when I'm say, "Damn, I'm glad that was a dream." But everybody's got their own.
But see, that's what I'm saying. That's the connection that I had gotten with my Creator.
Right, and the beautiful thing about the journey is no two people do it the same way.
Absolutely. Everybody got to find their own thing.
Even in my personality disorder, there's about 4 or 5 of us in here, so I have to make sure who I'm listening to and who's in charge, because I can't allow you to have access too long. Hey guys, I'm gonna finish this up with this coming Thursday. We've got Bridget Morgan, attorney Bridget Morgan, and then we've got Miss Naomi Taylor with TAAN TV. So we constantly want to be able to connect. We want to inform, and also we want to stimulate you to get your butt up off the couch and do some work.
That's it.
It ain't coming to you. Nobody's coming to save us. All right, hold on just a minute. Yeah, before this lady get on me. And Coach, you really put a lot of folks in this room today, so thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you didn't tell me all of it at the gate, but I should have known there was something else going on.
Hey, 6 of unity, love, and peace. Get peace. Love, community. Hey, everybody. Listen. Hey, we got something to say. Hey. Community strong. Hey, we got something to say. Hey, we got something to say. Hey, better get off the couch. Reach one, teach one, community strong. Welcome to the show. We about to drop some knowledge. Not the Mr. Howard Sanders with the brother Coach Obesi. Superhero conversation about the real. They try to keep it clean, but let's express how you feel. Good spirit, good about no hatred or no hate. We all in the same, ain't gonna change a better day. The prophet of the truth, and it's just POT. No price tag on this knowledge, you can get it for the free. Reach one, teach one, the old and the young. We got it by the spirits with the power of the tongue. I'm on the inside looking out, they on the outside looking in. Keep it cordial, don't explore, they call them family, call them friends. You pursue it, you can do it, show love, count your blessings. Life is hard, but it's fair, and it comes with some lessons. Mental power for an hour, with some knowledge come to God. Important people, different topics, not that daily garbage gossip. Hey, we got something to say. Listen. Hey, we got something to say. Hey, better get off the couch. Reach one, teach one, community strong. Hey, we got something to say. Hey, we got something to say. Hey, better get off the couch. Reach one, teach one, community